The House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of anyone, the Great Depression, passed anyone, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which raised tariffs in an effort to collect more government revenue. Did it work? Anyone know the effects? It did not work, and the United States sank deeper into the Depression. Today, we have a similar debate over this. Anyone know what that is? Anyone seen this before? The Laffer curve. Anyone know what this says? It says at this point on the revenue curve, you will get exactly the same amount of revenue as at this point. Does anyone know what former President Bush called this in anyone? Something do economics? Voodoo economics?
I wish I knew where that was from.
I can't place it, but that must be Ben Stein.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice!
Well, that's what I was thinking, too.
Got the Ben Stein impersonation.
What's the film?
Oh, it's in Ben Stein's Oscar-nominated performance in 1985's Ferris Bueller's Day
Is
Out.
that what it was? I was thinking it was, but the scene went on longer than I remembered.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, there'd be so many pauses, and you'd be like, during, yeah. Like, which is what half the class was doing in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, so it was Ferris. I was thinking Ferris Bueller's, but I don't remember it being that long. But yeah, okay, I remember the quote. Or the monologue, whatever.
Ben Stein, man, he's just a hero.
Not to be confused with Ben Stiller.
Oh my.
Two completely different actors, huh?
Yes.
Well, anyways, welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That. Bump That, episode 44. 44 episodes. So welcome back to another episode. If you've never heard of us before, we've got Brian in this corner.
Voodoo economics.
We've got KT in this corner.
Shake it, baby, now.
And I'm Ileana, your host, and we are siblings who love to talk about nerdy things and decided to share it all with you people. And here you are listening, so welcome. We have quite an episode for you today. The chunk will be, we've talked about the best, and now we're going to be discussing the worst Nickelodeon shows ever. The worst ones.
I got some big takes that are going to shock people. People are going to be upset, which is awesome.
Oh, I'm already upset.
Babies will cry.
So we've got the news. We'll go ahead and jump into that. Nintendo online service. Dun, dun, dun.
What's up with this Nintendo junk?
Apparently it is just garbo.
Oh my god.
The Nintendo online service gets huge backlash in regards to the price and glitches. Announcement becomes the most disliked video on Nintendo's YouTube channel.
Wait a minute. You're saying the most disliked video? Wow.
On Nintendo's YouTube channel, yes.
Yeah,
the announcement of NSO. So, Katie, what is NSO and why is it so bad?
I'm glad you asked. So NSO stands for Nintendo Switch Online, and basically you pay a yearly subscription for this service where you can play online games, such as, but not limited to, Splatoon 2, Super Mario Maker, and the list goes on. Animal Crossing is one of them as well. So we talked about this last week, where you can pay the minimum price is $20 a year, and with it you can play those games online, and you also get access to the Nintendo Entertainment System, their games, as well as select games for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Which $20 isn't bad for a yearly subscription. However, the backlash is coming now that they added on $30, essentially $30 for an expansion pack of Animal Crossing New Horizons, as well as the Nintendo 64 and the Sega Genesis, which sounds kind of good on paper, except if you don't have Animal Crossing, then what do you need it for? One. And two, the games for Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis are not running up to the best capacity. There have been screenshots going around, especially of Ocarina of Time, where it just looks like garbage.
Or it's like, effects that were in the original game for the N64. There was a boat ride that you go on, I guess, and there's fog covering the water to cover some of the detailing and the graphics and whatever, and now that fog is not in this new one on the Switch, and so it's making there's no fog, and so it just looks awful.
Come on, Nintendo, what are we doing?
We want our fog. So people have just been saying the quality is like sorely lacking. I was watching one YouTuber talk about how when they were playing N64 Mario Kart, that sometimes the music would just cut out, and it's like, what is going on?
What is going on out there, bro?
And so you're paying more than double for something that is lackluster, and so because of that, the video, the overview trailer, is currently sitting at 156,000 dislikes.
Ooh.
As opposed to 18,000 likes.
That's like $1 an hour.
Yeah. So we'll see if this will affect in any way what Nintendo does in the future, how they go about with their expansion packs or anything else that they add to the Nintendo Switch Online. But it's a big mess right now.
And it sucks because the original Nintendo Switch Online was already like a big why, because they were giving us free online capability and then just decided, okay, now we're going to start charging you for it. And if you don't have it, you got to buy it.
Yeah, and also the servers are really terrible. They've gotten a little bit better, but playing Super Smash Online...
Oh, it's awful.
It was just a slog. There'd be a lot of just drag, and for a while there, it was like, why even get online? You're probably just gonna be booted out of the game. Even Splatoon 2 would have its issues where it would just kick you out and then penalize you, like you rage quit or something. That happened to Ileana a lot.
Man, I'm gonna rage quit Nintendo, bro, after this.
And then you wouldn't be able to play for, 5 minutes or something?
Yeah, you'd have to sit back and wait, and, I don't know. It was just annoying. Because sometimes it just wouldn't be your fault. Like, you're not actually quitting because you want to. It was that, the service would just keep... when you get into Splatoon and it's showing, the map and the players, and they would just keep on going, the camera, and you'd be like, oh.
Is it gonna happen?
And then you get in trouble for, it kicking you out or something. You're like, it wasn't even my fault. So it was just kind of annoying how you're paying for a good service and it's not a good service.
Right. So, like I said, we'll see what Nintendo does with all this information and all this backlash. So, we'll see.
And then next on our list is that as of November 1st, 2021, the world record for speedrunning Metroid Dread stands at under an hour and a half. Oh my gosh, that game is hard.
Incredible feat.
You're so patronizing tonight.
I'm not. No, that's great. That's fantastic. I mean, that's a record. That's something you need to hold up on the shelf there. You know what I mean?
They should, because I've played that game and it's freaking hard. All you see is a bunch of game over screens.
That, and it's really easy to get lost. I'm in the third location now. you take a little tunnel or transport to get to your different locations. I'm on the third one, and I'm trying so hard. I just got the morph ball, which is great, but I have no clue where to go from here now. So the current record held by Carter Freak, gamertag Carter Freak, is just at an hour and 22 minutes and 52 seconds on an any percent run. That is crazy. This game has only been out for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's some hardcore parkour right there.
I mean, you're right. You are absolutely right. It is. Just the fact that people have beaten it so quickly and now are speed running and have already put it, less than an hour and a half. That's insane. So I bet you people are going to just dissect the game and look for ways to, get that lower and lower and lower. It'll be unbelievable.
20 seconds, probably.
Oh my goodness. If possible. Anyways, next on to our next news segment. Chris Pratt. Oh my gosh, this guy. We cannot get rid of him as much as we like him. But he's voicing freaking Garfield in a 20th Century Fox film.
Well, you know who's doing Odie?
Who's that?
Tom Holland, of course.
No, is it really?
No, it's not.
Oh, thank God. I was about to say no. No.
No, Odie doesn't speak. He's mute.
Good, as you should be.
Hey, rumors have been talking about an Illumination movie of Donkey Kong where it's Seth Rogen. Not even kidding.
He hasn't even been released yet. The Mario movie hasn't even been released yet for us to even hear if his voice is good enough as Donkey Kong. And they're already deciding on making a movie.
They are. They're already doing a spin-off.
Goodness gracious. Well, I mean,
yes,
you know what?
There's no other people out there. I mean, honestly, listen, I love Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is great. Love the dude to death. He's a really fun guy. We'll see how he does it. But it's like, there's nobody else out there that can do. Are these studios really that afraid that the films will fail? That they expect it to be like the Lego movie? I just don't get it.
You've got your I don't know. I can name 3. You've got James Corden, Chris Pratt, and just like the main people to go to for voice acting in children's comedy films.
Okay.
You've got James Corden, Chris Pratt, and Tom Holland. Are there any others that I'm missing? It's pretty much it.
Sam Jackson, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, that's the other
Ryan
one.
Reynolds.
Jack Black.
Just like staple people who you can't get rid of, that they're always going to be pushed at you.
Again, but it's like Garfield is like, he's an icon. And I feel like, when they got Bill Murray to do the live action Garfield, which is still animated, I thought like, oh, that makes sense. Bill Murray. It's like kind of his lazy, like, kind of thing.
Can't stand Bill Murray.
But that script for that movie was so bad. It wasn't great. So they wasted Bill Murray. I just like, why don't you find somebody similar? Or like, there's got to be like some Saturday Night Live person that's,
Pete
got
Davidson.
more... No, that's horrible. I'm just thinking, Garfield is a lazy fat cat. He should be like super sarcastic voice.
James
and,
Corden.
Chunky. Oh no, he's
please.
British.
I can't stand him. I cannot stand him.
Maybe can you not do like a Tom Holland thing and fake an American accent?
No, I just no, please, no.
Well, when that movie comes out, the Garfield movie, you know who's gonna be there. Bump that will be there to report.
I don't know if I want to.
In other news, in actually exciting news, we have a actor for Fire Lord Ozai for the live-action Avatar: Last Airbender TV show.
Yay!
Daniel Day Kim. It won't be.
That is
Yeah,
a
he was
handsome man.
he was yeah, he was in Lost, Hawaii Five O. He did one of the voices in Raya and the Last Dragon. Korean guy, very solid actor. I mean he's very intense. But
He'll fit the role.
I think he'll do a solid job. If you've never seen Lost, that's what I remember him the most in. Had a lot of presence. He could be very intense too. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for Daniel Day Kim is a knockout for that role. So
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I just had a random thing popped in my head, but is there any news on the Lord of the Rings live action TV show?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything either. That does, there could be news, but I haven't seen anything.
I know. Have you guys seen this other show that Prime has? It's another fantasy epic based off of a really popular series of books. Something like The Wheel, the Never-Ending Wheel. I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Have you guys seen any previews or just
Mm-mm.
okay? All right, never mind. Sorry.
I apologize.
So for Lord of the Rings, the most recent news is that Sir Lenny Henry is going to be the first Black Hobbit on the Lord of the Rings.
All right,
Okay.
then.
I guess so. So, all right, cool.
Sure.
Hey.
Sure, man.
Why not? All right, continuing on with the news. According to Disney TV Animation News on Twitter, Lucasfilm Animation Studios is planning on releasing a Darth Maul series for Disney Plus. Darth Maul is getting his dues. Just dues.
The images that I've seen look really good. His face looks a little long, like almost a little stretched, but other than that,
Is this live action
really
or animated?
I was like,
it's animation.
Okay. Oh, it said Disney
turning into
TV.
a horse or something.
I mean, it is a little long. Maybe
His
not
face
a
is
whole
long.
horse face, but yeah. And along
BoJack Mall face.
Oh,
Good one.
Staying in line with Star Wars news, Hayden Christensen is returning to Star Wars for a Star Wars project, and he'll be working with dang it, what's her name? Rosario Dawson, who played
In the Ahsoka show.
Tano.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am all for it. I will be eating that up like crazy.
And he'll make an couple of appearances in the Obi-Wan show too. That's coming out.
Good. They really need to bring him, back into a positive light.
I don't know. I mean, are they? Do you think there'll be like flashbacks to when he was regular Anakin and human Anakin and just all moody and stuff? Or do you think they'll have him
maybe
back
not
as Vader
moody.
in the suit?
No, I think they may have him like maybe sometime before episode 3, if I had to guess.
Yeah, a couple flashbacks
Between
you know,
2 and 3.
sure.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, and some other news. Taika Waititi is coming back on our radar. This time he is set to direct new Tower of Terror film based on the Disney World ride.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
Taika, woo!
He was on our radar last week, and so I thought, why not bring him
Well,
back
yeah.
into it?
I talked
Tower
about
of
him in
Terror
Free Guy, right?
Yeah, and Tower of Terror. I think we've talked about it when we had our Disney World ride episode. I have no idea what a Tower of Terror film could entail. That's a lot of T's. But
Didn't they make a Disney
they could do a lot.
TV show where they did a Tower of Terror ride where everybody was in the hotel and the hotel was haunted, kind of like The Shining, and then everybody died and there was all this dying and then more dying.
Know.
It was like an old
I don't know about
90s Disney ABC show. Oh, and then forget about it. Don't worry about Sorry, I apologize. Moving
No, I
on.
apologize. I don't know. All right. And now, Katie, it is time for your review of Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl.
Yes, for our all-star episode. Let me get Fidel.
As she gets Fidel. She's got quite a bit of things to say about this one.
Oh, but then in the meantime, Brian's pick of the week is I don't have one. So
Brian doesn't have one. Well, buns. Well, at least Katie and I have one, so that's fine. Alrighty, I see Fidel coming in right now. I'm sure they've got quite a bit of things to say.
Get over here.
Alright, everybody, welcome Fidel to the podcast. This is our cousin Fidel.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm a nobody.
Alright.
Don't be like that.
That's
Don't be like that.
Kingdom Hearts.
You guys have some things to talk about this Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl. Let's hear it.
It's disappointing, to say the least.
What makes it disappointing?
It feels generic, very, very generic. Like you play the game, and you can just tell, like, oh, Smash Bros is a thing. We want to make it a thing. So, oh, hello. I see your faces now.
So
yeah, it feels. It basically is like, hey, they made this game. We can do it, but let's not even put forth the effort and money to make it actually special. It just feels very generic.
It is lacking a lot of life. It was basically like those are just models, they're character models, and they're beating each other up. Which their fighting moves are entertaining. For example, Patrick, he'll beat you with his stomach, which I thought was very hilarious.
But there's no sound effects like that.
There's no sound effects like that, which was very, very disappointing.
Yeah,
because obviously there's a lot of material and a lot of history you can use, but it just was not there.
that is sad. That is very disappointing. Because, like...
Which is kind of...
Well, no, go ahead.
Sorry. What I was going to say is, it kind of makes sense, because you'd have to pay all these voice actors to do it, whereas, Mario is just a bunch of woohoos and whatever. Like, you could just find a file, as opposed to you'd have to get, like, who's the SpongeBob character? Matt... Kenny, whatever his
Tom
name
Kenny.
Tom Kenny, yeah. You'd have to pay him to be all... That's Patrick.
Which is sad because, like, Patrick, one of those characters, has a great, like, happy laugh voice and also, like, a good, like...
Yeah, there would have been a lot of cool screams. Like, Invader Zim, he would have had a really cool laugh to go with it. I will say a plus is the level design. The level design is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You can't customize it like you can in Smash Ultimate, where you have the Delta, Omega, and just the original scenery. The music is good, but it does not take from the original shows.
Yeah.
So that part was like good and bad at the
same time. And the roster's like weird. Like the beginning roster is like, why? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like one of them is like the Loud House character, like the girl, the goth sister.
Oh.
Like I felt like like the starting roster could have been much better, and then they could have unlocked these auxiliary characters or these like very niche characters. But it's like, really, like why is like one of like that girl. Now they made sure to have like SpongeBob, Sandy, and Patrick, because that's like Nickelodeon's bread and butter is SpongeBob.
But then they have Milquetoast Man. Who remembers Milquetoast Man?
I do, because he scarred me.
Oh, from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
Milquetoast Man.
Milquetoast Man.
But no kid nowadays they're gonna be like, what the heck is this guy with bread on his
Right,
head.
so it's even like, who is the audience for that game, and how many people do you think picked up a copy of it?
I've been trying to figure that out. I've done a little research, and I can't really find anything on numbers, which is a little disappointing. But they have access to Nickelodeon characters, their subsidiaries, whatever. But on the Hey Arnold level, it's actually cool because you're riding a bus through the town, but where you could have like characters inside the bus, like sort of cheering you on,
Like
or
Monkey
walking,
Man.
Monkey Man, or the ice cream guy,
Chocolate
Or you
Boy.
have, like, you could have had this whole.
That's my mom's favorite, is Chocolate Boy.
You could have had this whole like thing with the side characters just as background things, but no, you have like this one character that you just see all the time, just walking around the city, and it's like
Stoop Kid.
You couldn't even get like
Stoop Kid.
You couldn't even get different character models to walk around.
And then like the other thing though too is like they don't have like you know how like in Smash you smash this little disc guy and you get these cool little attacks, like they're kind of cinematic or they're grand. They don't have any of that, so it's like
just
again
bland.
It's very
there are no
bland.
There are no items. There is a sports mode which was kind of entertaining
for a little bit.
But then if you're like Fidel, you just stay in one area and just spam one button and then you score, and so it became very dull very quickly.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Braves game with me and Katie. It was just a
No.
And then it was, actually it was like the same game. Like it's funny because they're like sport mode. You can play football or hockey or something. It's the same game. I don't even see the difference. It's the same. Like you just
get the ball in the goal.
Get the ball in the goal. It's like okay, neat, interesting, but not really.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not terrible. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. I'm glad that I didn't.
It's very lackluster, and then the other weird thing is like Smash Brothers has been out for a very long time. Why did Nickelodeon? It's like somebody like was in a coma and woke up and was like, oh hey, this is a thing. Let's make it with Nickelodeon characters, but let's not put all the budget.
Can't do that.
We need to put some budget into the Weird Patrick show that they have now.
Yeah. And there were like 3 or 4 different studios that worked on them. They are very. I've never heard of them, to be honest. So I don't know. Maybe somebody, Nickelodeon, could have pitched in just a little bit more money, but I don't know. Maybe I just want too much. Maybe we just want too much.
No, I think it's literally the bare minimum of a video game to have good music, good scenery, items, and voice acting. That is literally the bare minimum.
I think that's the biggest part of that is because it's not like Mario where these little noises and grunts, and it's like okay, that's passable. You can have Mario go woohoo and whatever, but these are like characters. These are cartoon characters. That's like if they would add Kratos and the whole time he's just going instead of going boy. Like they need to have, I don't know, it's like come on, like you can't,
it's just unfinished and unpolished, I feel like.
Lifeless is the word that I would use. It's fun for just a little. To me, the best way to describe it is that it belongs in a quarter arcade where you just pop in your quarter and you just play for like.
What's an arcade?
It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in the bin where you find like all those like movies like in Walmart where you can just like $1 movie. And it's like
more like belongs in the trash.
Hello. What's this?
Well,
This is
anyways.
perfection.
Thank you guys for your review on Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. It was very entertaining.
Thank you.
Yes, it was. Thank you
for joining me in that adventure of playing it.
Yes, thank you.
I'd say let's do it again, but maybe a different game. You know, like I don't know, Smash Brothers. That's more fun.
I like Smash Brothers. Let's play Smash Brothers.
Yes, let's smash the brothers.
Yes, quite.
Quite.
All right. So Brian said he does not have his segment, so we'll go ahead and skip him. I will briefly go over mine. So for my little animation segment today, I will be talking about something that Hunter and I actually just started recently. He's seen it before, but I have not. And it is Castlevania on Netflix.
Wait, I thought Katie talked about Castlevania like a couple months ago.
She
Yeah,
did!
It was like 6 months ago or something like
Well,
that.
let's
what
bring
the
it
heck,
back.
man?
So, because maybe people didn't watch that, maybe didn't see that episode 6 months ago. We have new followers and new subscribers, new people joining the masses of Bump That. So I'm going to be talking about it
Hooray.
again. Yes, Castlevania on Netflix. It is a video game inspired series about vampires created by Powerhouse Animation. It is glorious. It is terrifying and violent also. So it is not child appropriate for our family friendly TV show. However, it is very exciting to watch. So if you are going to put your children to bed, you can watch it after they're asleep. But yeah, it's awesome. It's animated. It is gory and an adventure. So if you're into that sort of thing, check out Castlevania. Also, vampires. Just very cool in general.
So I'm gonna watch it in 6 months from now. I'm gonna give my review and take on it.
Nice.
Yeah. What a thing to happen to the middle child. Like it's just like clockwork. Like the middle child says something, they're like, oh yeah. Hey guys, have you heard about this? What?
All right, middle child, what's your segment on today?
I don't feel like it. No, today I'm going to talk to you about the flank exercise. By the way, most, if not all of the exercises that I've mentioned the past couple of months, these are exercises that you can do in the comfort of your home. You don't need to go to a gym necessarily to do them. But talking about the flank, what you're going to do is you're going to lie on your back and raise your legs to a 90-degree angle. And then you are going to do a crunch and basically touch your ankles. It is a full ab exercise. You'll want to do 3 sets of 20. And thou shalt feel the burn. Feel the burn in your abs. Yes. And so, once again, that is called the flank. Eat local, exercise daily. Guys, let me tell you, yesterday I went to the gym and I overdid it. I am still sore, and I just want to curl up in a ball and die.
Yeah, you were complaining about your thighs earlier.
Yeah, and then
You were like, oh.
a child at school touched my thigh, like just a small child. They touched my thigh, and I was like, and then while I was doing bus duty, I dropped my freaking pen 3 times, and I had to bend over to get it, and I wanted to just howl in pain. Sad day. Sad day.
Sad day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the chunk. Welcome to the chunk zone. Not to be,
Confused with chalk zone.
yeah, exactly, confused with chalk zone. So, we're going to go ahead and we have 5 each, so we're going to go ahead and let Big Brother do his first. Brian, what is your first one on the list?
Man. Listen, I'm not gonna hold back. Some of these shows I just can't stand, and it's just what's kind of fun about doing an episode like this is where you can just like smack down on
Right on.
shows, and you know.
But before we get going, all right. So we're ranking. I know. We're ranking these from like, okay, they're bad to, oh my gosh, this is god awful. So bad to super awful, terrible, gouge out my eyeballs. Just want to throw that in.
I don't know. Some of these are like hot takes. I feel like you guys are gonna be like upset.
I'm kind
with
of
me after
nervous
a few
now.
of these, but I was gonna go out there, bro. Because
Just do
listen,
it, man. Just do it.
I got more Nickelodeon than you guys ever had, but this show is just awful. But it's watchable, but it's a train wreck, man. This show is just not
What
good.
is it? What is it?
It is not good. Katie, it's As Told by Ginger is not a good show.
No!
The show sucks. It is so
Okay.
annoying. It has got the lamest characters.
I love that show.
No, it's horrible. Ginger's two friends are annoying as F, dude. I'm telling you, she should have kicked those knuckleheads to the curb. The
Oh
girl
my
was like,
goodness.
I forgot to put my medicine on. Shut up! We don't want to hear about your nasal passages. Grow up! Seriously. And then the other kid who's just like so perky and peppy and just annoying as heck, man. Oh gosh. Can't stand it. I remember actually watching one episode where they went to like summer camp, and I watched it, but it's like it's just annoying. These characters, all the characters are annoying. It's just not a fun show. I know it's like beloved. It has a community that loves it and everything, but As Told by Ginger is just not good. Ginger is so bland and just like, she has like no personality whatsoever other than having red hair.
Her mom was really cool.
Yeah, her mom was cool.
Her
She was a single
mom?
and... Yeah. Yeah, her mom was cool, trying to raise her two kids. She's got
and
a
the
crazy
voice
brother.
voice acting was bad too for that show. So bad.
There's one line that I remember. It
Oh yeah,
sticks out.
go ahead. One more thing, then I'll be done. Yeah, go ahead.
There's one line. I can't remember what the episode was about, but I can sort of figure it out by this line where Ginger is in class, I guess like a health class, and something is going on, like the teacher is saying something, and it makes her remember something, so she exclaims, "My pituitary gland." And then she just runs out of the room.
Oh my.
I'm like,
All right,
but
two
no,
things.
I get what you mean.
Two things. I feel like it's one of those shows where like they make the villains like the preppy blonde girl and then the black chick, they make them the villains, but it's like, are people really like this in the real world? No one cares. It's just like, ugh. It's just dumb. And then you know what another show really reminds me of, which is another overrated show that I know Katie likes, Pepper Ann. Get the heck out of here, Pepper Ann.
Hey!
No,
whoa,
seriously.
hey,
Whoa.
Bump that.
No.
Bump
I
that.
love
He said it. He
Ann.
said it.
But that's a Disney show. Not on this.
I
one.
know,
love
I know,
Pepper
but it
Ann.
reminds me of that. But As Told by Ginger sucks, dude.
I love Pepper Ann.
All right, KT. It's your turn.
Okay, so this one is actually not animation, and again, it's not unwatchable, but I did not like it, and this actually had a lot of production issues, and I'm gonna go with Sam and Cat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You want to talk about annoying? Like, you have Sam who's
Does
from
Brian even know what that
iCarly.
is?
I have no idea what that is.
So it's a recent-ish show. I think what year is it?
Probably like 2016, 2015.
Yeah, ish. Maybe earlier than that. It has Sam from iCarly and Kat from what was that?
Victorious.
Yeah, Victorious. I was thinking like irreplaceable, some word like that. And Sam, I love Sam. I hate Kat. I think that played by Ariana Grande. I think that kind of character, that airhead, is just so freaking annoying. You want to talk about annoying? I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate that stereotype of a person because it is just milked for laughs. And it's not funny.
In like one episode, I don't know if it was in Victorious or Sam and Cat, she's saying to somebody, someone says, "Oh, I'm going to count to 10 and I need you to do something." And she goes, "Don't forget 3. Some people forget 3. And it's like, what? How is this supposed to be funny?
It really isn't, but that kind of humor is what you get throughout Sam and Cat. And really, that was also, for me, that was also the point where not just Nickelodeon, but Disney Channel as well really started syncing with their live action comedy. It was just a plunge from there. It just only got worse. So I'm gonna say Sam and Cat. Oh, and in real life, they actually fought. Like
Yeah, they bickered a lot.
crazy. Like not just bickering, like oh, it was bad. So, when you don't have a good dynamic on set, then it's not going to make for a good show. It really
Yeah,
is.
I'm just gonna fail in the end.
Yeah.
All right. I've got this list right here that I've got in front of me is so awful. I hate looking at it. All right. My first one that I'm going to list off is Fred the TV show. You all know internet sensation. Hey, it's Fred with this stupid annoying voice from 2009, 11.
Yeah,
I don't even know when that came out. But he got his own movie. He got his own movie on Nickelodeon. He got his own TV show. Who the heck freaking cared about Fred? It was obnoxious, and it was just so annoying. Like, anytime it came on, you're like, nope. Gonna go to Disney Channel. Gonna go to Cartoon Network. Forget that.
anything. Is Judge Judy on?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
my
could
God.
literally sit down and watch literally anything but Fred the TV. Oh, it was so bad. It's just, his voice is so annoying, and then he had the girl Judy across the street, I think her name was, that he was in love with, and that whole storyline was stupid. Literally, the whole show was just idiotic. It had no point. It had no plot. It was just dumb and annoying. So, Fred the TV show.
There was a movie where he went to camp, and I think the camp was called I Wanna Pee Pee. Camp I Wanna Pee Pee.
I hate it so much. All right, Brian.
Okay, so my next pick, it wasn't really ever like an actual program or TV show, but it was a big part of Nickelodeon and actually of like Nick Jr. And we actually watched a lot of Nick Jr. when we were growing up, but this part of it, it was I just don't understand why.
It's not Oogie, is it?
No.
Is it face? If you say face, I'm gonna slap yours.
No, it is Face. Face sucks, man.
Come
I hate
on.
Face. No.
Why?
Why? Because did you have Face on your thing? On your list?
No.
Yes, you
Face.
should. You should. No,
No.
why? Because Face thinks you're dumb. Okay? Face talk to you like you're an idiot, like you're a little kid who doesn't know anything. Okay? So that's the whole bit of Face. Burr, burr, burr. Man, forget you, Face. Forget you.
Oh
I know.
I can hear like 7-year-old Brian going, "Forget you, Face. I know my colors. I can count to 10."
I'm not an idiot.
Timmy Tantrum's like, "Screw you, man."
Look. During the long tenure of Nickelodeon, they had like different like segments that would be between shows. Like Stick Stickly is awesome. Okay, all you '90s kids, Stick Stickly, hella cool. Okay, he was awesome. Remember the one skinny kid with glasses, and he would hang around with the cool girl between shows in Nickelodeon, like early 2000s, and they would be like hosting like the afternoon. You remember that? That was a cool segment. I forgot their names.
There was like Nick Live.
Maybe that's what it was.
Whatever,
but it was
called.
it would always be a nice segue between the next program. Face is not a good segue. He is insulting. He's just a jerk, and he's just mocking you by making you feel stupid. Face is the worst, Nickelodeon. You guys had it on for years. Ugh.
I didn't think it was that bad. Goodness.
Apparently, Brian has some opinions.
He's got some strong feelings about Face.
Maybe I just have low self-esteem. I don't know.
Oh,
maybe it's like
goodness.
I'm looking in the mirror and I see myself. I don't know.
You see your face. You look in the mirror, that's what's looking back at you.
All right, Casey, what's your next one?
All right, so I'm gonna go into the really, really bad. And I'm gonna put this one closer to the top of this list because the rest of this list just goes downhill fast. I'm gonna go with a very obscure show.
Please don't take any of mine.
I chances are I won't because this is very obscure. I'm gonna go with the Brothers Flub.
Okay, good.
Now this show ran for maybe one season, and I remember watching it. It looked like a Klasky Chupo show. It had the same art style. I'm not sure who made it, but I rewatched the opening theme, and I had an instant headache because it was so dizzying and so dumb. So it's about these two brothers who basically, it's almost like Futurama. They work for a delivery place, and they've got a mean boss, and they just go to all these different, they're aliens, and they go to different planets, and they just get into wacky adventures. It was terrible. It was boring. It was fast-paced. So fast that it just gives you a freaking headache after about 2 minutes of watching. Was very short-lived. That is the Brothers Flub. And get ready because the list just goes horribly wrong from here.
I've got some really awful ones, and I guess I'll go ahead and start my next one with Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Yes, that is on my list as well. Fanboy.
It's awful.
I've never even heard of that, man.
Good. Oh. It is such a horrible headache to watch. It was, I don't know. The people who were on, made that show, I think needed to be on ADHD medicine. It is an atrocity.
I feel like the people that made that, they're like, okay, what do kids like?
Fart jokes.
Yeah, and that's good. Write that down. What else do they like?
Throw up.
Perfect.
Buck teeth characters.
Brilliant. Oh, can we have two of them?
Yeah, heck yeah. And let's make them look really ugly and Play-Doh-y of the most horrible 3D animation you've ever seen.
But what about humor? Should we have any humor?
Heck no.
You don't think that children like witty jokes that are properly written?
It's so...
No?
It hurts.
Well, I guess that'll just save on money. We're not going to have any good writers.
If you've never seen Fanboy and Chum Chum, you'll literally get exactly what the show is about if you just watch the opening. You don't need to see anything else. You know what the plot is because there is no plot. Just watch the opening. It is so bad. I hear it in my head, and it's like I'm getting a headache already. The world is spinning.
I've gotten shivers the past few names, literal shivers, ugh, gross.
Oh,
gross,
they're
gross.
so obnoxious. Okay, I can't even think about them anymore. Brian, what is your next one?
All right, the next one is, again, this is a hard take. I did not like the show, never got it. I know it has a righteous fury of a fan base, but Invader Zim sucks, dude.
Whoa.
Never liked it.
Oh.
No way. I watched one episode of Invader Zim where, in order to try to pretend to be like a human, Zim stuffed his body full of human guts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that he was overflowing with human guts. Never got it. I just can't stand it. Just thinking about it makes me just want to scream. God, it's so stupid. It's not even funny. It's dumb. Literally, and I don't know why the goth community, the dark community,
the Hot Topic people.
Yeah, why did they get in? It's mocking you. I just don't get why you would like a show.
They liked the little green guy. I can't remember what the little robot's name is.
Gurr. His name was
Gurr. They loved Gurr, and they thought the idea of him being evil was cool, but he was, I don't know, a little guy, and he like that one episode where he's stuffing himself with human guts. They're like, oh, that's so metal. I don't know. That's just my take on it of what they're thinking.
It is based on a comic book. I don't know if that has anything to do with
I don't know.
its popularity.
I know that it's really popular and you see it on shirts and shoes but
I liked the show.
You can also play it in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Can't wait to buy my copy.
Skip pass, thank you.
$40
that's it.
at
Invader
Walmart.
Zim sucks, bro.
$40, heck no.
$40
for an unfinished game.
Well, they finished it.
It's not finished.
We already talked about it. Let's move on.
All right, KT, you're on your next one.
As soon as I say the name of this show, somebody somewhere in the world is going to vomit, and somebody somewhere, their baby is crying. Because we're talking about Mr.Meaty.
No, that was on mine.
That's on everyone's list.
Mr.Meaty.
Freaking Meaty. So, Mr.Meaty, it started out as a short on Nickelodeon where there are these two teenagers who are really gross looking. These are not Jim Henson puppets, ladies and gentlemen. This is like anti-Jim Henson. This is Tim Benson puppets. Whoever Tim Benson is, these are your puppets. You need to come get them. So they're zit face. They look ugly. They work at a fast food court restaurant called Mr.Meaty.
Ugh.
And it's just gross humor.
Their
funny.
boss was this blue, like, Doug Dimmadome type character, and he was creepy.
Yeah. I think that show only lasted a season.
Good.
Too
much.
long.
Yeah, too long. Because that show was actually like nightmare fuel for me as a child. Like it was it was very ugly too. It was disturbing. There were so many like disgusting things and like creepy things. Like the boss was creepy himself, and they had like all these other like monsters come out of the meat or whatever. It was just really disturbing.
And to describe what the two main characters look like, the skinny one looked like his eyes constantly looked like they were surrounded by crusty crust. You know, like he had just taken like a wicked good nap, and now he's got like his eyeballs are sagging, and he's got eye crusty crust around.
He's got pink eye.
Yeah.
Forever.
And then the other guy, you know, he's supposed to be like the fat, lazy guy.
Basically, just picture James Corden.
Dang!
But with a flat face.
And really close, like his eyes are really close together.
Yeah. He wasn't so horrible looking, but no, the other guy was.
He made up with that with just being just straight up annoying. And
just like James Corden.
Oh my god! Ooh, Lord,
I'm on a roll tonight.
We got opinions today. All right, so once again, for your viewing not pleasure, that was Mr.Meaty.
Ugh. All right, my next pick is going to be Jimmy Neutron. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh my gosh, I would. Dang.
It is the spin-off of Jimmy Neutron starring Sheen. Planet Sheen.
That's on my list too.
What?
Planet Sheen.
Awful show.
Yeah, it's so
what?
mean.
I don't even
in the shower.
I don't even know how he got
doing it.
He was funny there, but in this spin-off series, he was terrible. He was annoying. He was annoying in the other show too, but there was humor attached to it.
Well, because he wasn't the main character.
Right.
The show wasn't. If you have bits and pieces of an annoying character, it's not so bad. But the main show of an annoying character is not good.
It was not good at all. 1, the animation was ugly. 2, the plots were dumb. 3, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. No, it was just bad. Like, you watched it just because it was on TV, and you're just like, you know, sitting there scratching your tummy with your tongue out going, I guess I'll watch Planet Sheen, there's nothing else. Right after I watched Tak and the Power of Juju. Do you guys remember that one?
Lou. I do, and I was about to put that on my list as well.
Yeah, so you watched that
right.
and then Planet Sheen, and you're like, wow, this is just crap television.
Oh my god.
No, that show has nothing redeeming about it. So Planet Sheen. Brian, what you got?
Little Bear sucks, man. Little Bear is like the
Are you
Little
worst.
Bear?
Yes. Hate it with the passion. Can't stand it. It's so bland. It is so unoffensive. It is lame. Can't stand
You know
it.
these are
Why?
based off of books, Brian. These are
I know.
children's books.
I
know.
loved
I
Little
feel-
Bear.
Keep it in the books, but as a series, a television show, I didn't like it. It was so boring, so dry, no humor whatsoever. Like, you don't know how to laugh in this kind of show. And why does Little Bear walk around naked when his mom and dad are freaking dressed from head to toe? I don't like that. When you do something like, you gotta be consistent. Why isn't he at least wearing some jeans, for goodness sakes? Ugh.
Jeans.
Look, and I feel like Nickelodeon puts so much emphasis on Little Bear, while Rupert was a heck of a show, let me tell you. Nobody ever talks about Rupert, but that was a good show. It was super weird, but
I liked
Little
Kipper
Bear was
better. I liked Kipper
Yeah.
and Maisie.
Yeah, I'm all
What-
for that.
what
Because
about
you know
Little
why?
Bill?
They had some unfortunately we cannot talk about Little Bill. It's too soon.
Little Bill.
Yeah. But Little Bear had no personality whatsoever. So
To me, Little Bear was like a peaceful show. You could watch it and just relax. You don't need all that.
Then
like,
read the
It
book.
wasn't like,
just
It
read the
wasn't-
book then.
oh my gosh, it wasn't like Franklin. Franklin had like, it had a lot of characters. but
Franklin
then you
was
had, like,
awesome.
Franklin was
but-
cool.
But then you still had a lot of obnoxious characters like Beaver. I wanted to slap Beaver more times than I wanted to. Like, with any
Beaver
other
was
character.
like the annoying fat lady that lives down the street that just talks but has no idea what she's talking about. That's Beaver. I'm
Yeah.
serious, man.
Jeez.
I can't wait for when I'm making the thumbnail of this and I'm going to put Mr.Meaty everywhere.
Ew. Okay. Anything else about poor Little Bear?
Burn in heck, Little Bear.
Oh!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh jeez. All right. So my next pick. Oh, I don't even know where to start with this. It's British. Rather, it's made by a British media group. And
It's
I'll
not
just tell you,
Tintin.
it's not Tintin.
Okay,
I like
good.
Tintin. This is But Ugly Martians.
Oh, that one's on my list too.
The
I heard
name
about that
liter-
one. I heard
the
about
name
it. Yeah.
literally just speaks for itself.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if they named it ironically because it was still in the early part of CGI animation for television. And so they're like, oh, we can't make them look good, so let's just make it funny and call them But Ugly. Like, I don't know. That
I don't
seems
know
to
what
make
the
sense to me.
direction was there.
Yeah, and astonishingly, this show lasted for 3 MFing seasons.
Are you serious? No
3
way.
freaking seasons.
Next time on But Ugly Martians.
Don't miss it. The voice acting was terrible. They have those 2 voice actors that I absolutely hate. They use them a lot in oh my gosh, in Jimmy Neutron. They also use it for I think it's Fairly Odd Parents. Like the guy that talks like this, you know what I mean? Where he's trying to sound really cool, but he just sounds really stupid, you know what I mean? Like that kind of guy. And there's another voice actor.
Can't stand guys like that. They just irritate me so much.
I mean, they do. I know you're making fun of me, but I mean, they really, really do. I just hate their freaking voices. And the show itself- So, and the show is just so stupid. It was so dumb, so freaking dumb. I don't want to talk about the show anymore. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I'm looking back at this list, and I've got some honorable mentions. I know we're not quite done yet, but there was a Monsters vs. Aliens TV show on Nickelodeon.
What?
Yes, I don't even know when this was made. 2013.
Oh my gosh.
It looks awful.
Well, there was a time when Nickelodeon was just spewing out all of these, shows that came from movies like Back at the Barnyard.
Uh-huh.
The DreamWorks shows, the Penguins.
Penguins of Madagascar, and so on. And it was really, really annoying. Oh God. Why
Come
are
on,
we doing
Nick.
this list?
Come on, Nick.
I'm so mad.
All right, so now my next one is going to be the Fairly Odd Parents.
What?
But from after Poof was born.
Okay, I can see that.
Oh,
But see,
okay, I can
it's
see
not
that.
even Poof. It's the freaking dog. It's the dog and the other girl that they added.
Well, literally, it's like post Poof's birth from freaking Cosmo. Where did that come from? That is the dumbest thing ever. Just by the way, after Poof's birth,
That's
show
like, what season
went
is that? Like season 3
9 or
4?
something.
Season 9?
I think so. This show started like
It's
a
a
long
little bit
freaking
later.
time ago.
Yeah, it's a little bit later. It's not season.
And I was already, kind of getting out of the Nickelodeon phase, and Poof was born, and the show just went all the heck.
That's a rating. That's a ratings grab. That's all that is, pretty
It was
much.
so gosh darn bad. So,
Whoa,
Just like when Pebbles was born for the Flintstones.
sure. So, yeah, I'm going to just leave that one there. How many do we have left? Is it two each?
I think it's one more each.
One more each?
Yeah.
All right,
I don't
Brian.
want to do this anymore.
Give us your last one.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do. These are tied. All right, and these are controversial. Controversial. But I'm gonna save my very controversial one to the very end. But here's one that I just didn't like it. It just didn't have that spark, the magic, the original. And that's the thing with a lot of these shows are spin-offs.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes these spin-off shows just don't have the magic.
Planet
All grown up is
No, you are
not
completely
that
correct.
good.
You are completely
I actually
correct.
really
I
liked
agree
it.
With you. I agree
Look,
with you. I don't think it should be as low,
Rugrats
but...
is a great show. Okay? All the way up until the very late seasons of Rugrats, it was still quality. But All Grown Up is just as bad as is Told by Ginger, where once you're a teenager, all you care about is being popular, and that's every storyline that they went on and talked about.
Yeah.
Okay? Chucky is just all about, like, just not trying to survive, and he's just so lame. Chucky just, oh my gosh, man.
Hey, Tommy had his whole arc of wanting to be a film director.
Yeah, but...
Okay, but he was like 12.
It just
He
doesn't...
was literally like 12.
I don't know, man. It's just...
Start young.
But it's just such a caricature. Like, oh, of course... What else is Tommy gonna do? Be an explorer? That's what he did when he was a baby. Well, I guess we could make him be a movie producer, I just didn't like it.
And of course, like, Angelica was the mean girl, that whole trope too.
But she was, if Angelica was so powerful and conniving and evil, she herself was always searching for popularity too, like it was the holy grail of everything that mattered. Okay? Just, no. They should have just did a spin-off of the parents, okay? That, when they were just like getting married and dating, that would have been super fun. That would have been awesome. I would have loved to have seen Stu try to get with Didi. That would have been the show that everybody wanted to see. Okay.
How he went downhill, where he lost his personality.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But here's a controversial one. This is controversy, okay? You know what? People have been trying to sell me on this show for a long time. They say it's like a top 5 Nicktoon. it's just up there, you know? And I know that the creator of this show is like, you know, a genius who created probably the best show on Nickelodeon. But Rocco's Modern Life is not a good show. It is gross. It is disturbing.
Whoa.
It is
I would
weird.
agree with you. I would.
No,
completely
it
agree
is.
with you.
It is. I just don't get the allure of the show.
Are you sure you're thinking Rocco's and not Cow and Chicken?
That's Cartoon Network.
Oh, you're right. Cow and Chicken's still gonna make it on this list regardless, even if it is Cartoon Network. I freaking hate Cow and Chicken.
Anyways. Listen, I know Rocco's Modern Life is super popular, but I could never get into an episode of Rocco's Modern Life.
What even
ever.
is the
I
like
understand.
his yellow friend? What is that thing?
He's a cow. His name is Heifer. He
Oh.
was adopted. He was adopted by like the tadpole family next to him.
Yeah,
like, the
that
frog
thing-
family next door to him.
No, they
thing.
were wolves. His family was wolves.
Oh, that's
Rocco's?
right. Rocco's neighbors are frogs.
Yeah.
But Heifer was adopted by wolves. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the heck?
No, I agree. I just don't like that gross out humor, and that's what makes it.
Yeah.
Fun. I think it is very. a
Seriously,
90s comedy
it was
type
like skeet skeet skeet. Like that's all it was. Like just sloppy goo flying all over
Can
the
we
place.
say that
okay?
here? Can we say that here?
Ew.
I don't know. I know. I don't. We'll have.
That's what it was like. But there was always like fluids flying all over the place in that show. Why?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I agree. I don't know if I would put either one of those shows so low on this list.
They're not.
But, yeah.
My list is in no particular order. That's just how I did them. So I mean, it to me like Face would probably be the worst. And as told by
Goodness
Ginger,
Gravy.
Whoa, he
As-
really hates
as-
Face.
Really?
as told by Ginger, like I didn't like the show, but it's not horrible. You know, I'm sure there's somebody out there that really liked that show and found
I liked
something
it.
enjoyable. So,
I like that.
All right, Katie,
I like
give
but
your last one.
Little Bear is like, you know, right next to Satan. So,
Oh my! Why are you hating on Little Bear? Is it because I watched it every morning?
all right, I'm done. Go ahead.
Little Bear was
knew
so
that?
good. He's crapping on Little
knew?
Bear.
I know. Who knew Little Bear was just so bad? But, you know, really quick, I'll say this really quick about All Grown Up. I hated the design of everybody. I hated the design. And they say All Grown Up, but literally these kids were, like, at the oldest 15. I think that's how old
Angelica could drive.
I think at the oldest, Angelica and Susie were 15, which would put them, the babies, at like 12 and 13 at the oldest.
I had a TV show of a T-shirt of All Grown Up.
Yeah, I did not like that show. All
I
right,
did.
So my last pick, it probably shouldn't be this low. It's not unwatchable. At the very least, it is. Like, you just can't help but stare at it going, what is going on?
Please don't pick mine.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say The Mighty Bee.
No, you picked mine. Dang it.
It's so it's about this really gung-ho chick. Hey, what's her name?
Obnoxious.
Yeah, she's
What was her name? Like Beatrice or something like that?
oh, you know, and it's created by Amy Poehler. I did not know that.
She voiced her.
Yeah, Bessie Higginbottom, or Bessie Higgins.
Bessie.
Higginbottom. Yeah, Bessie Higginbottom.
With her dog Happy.
Man, so she is like in some sort of Girl Scouts kind of thing, and she's just trying her best to be the best scout that she could possibly be, and it is so obnoxious. It is so over the top. It is ADHD to the max. But again, it's not like totally unwatchable. It's just like, what is going on? To quote Amy Poehler, what is going on inside her head?
Good one.
So The Mighty Bee is
That show is honestly horrible. I hated it. Okay, so I'm having a hard time choosing over here between Tough Puppy and Tack and the Power of the Juju.
I
Wait,
would vote Tack.
what was another show where it was like this kid had like a chalk
Chalk Zone?
and that show sucked too, bro.
It was good.
But I already said my piece. So
No, okay, so I'll go ahead and pick Tack and the Power of Juju.
Yeah.
This was another show, just like I said with Planet Sheen. You would watch this show and you would just sit through it and be like, wow, I wasted 20 minutes of my life. You know, you just sat and watched it and you dealt with it, but you didn't actually like it.
I remember I would just, I think you guys would have it on and I'd come to visit and I'd just sit there and you guys would watch and be like zoning out and like,
No, that was
What is
Ileana.
this
I did not give that
garbage?
show.
I would sit there and watch it, but I wouldn't actually enjoy it because I knew it was
Like,
dumb and the
why?
plots were stupid. I'll just say the animation is just as atrocious as Planet Sheen. It is so ugly, claymation, chunky looking creatures that the character models and designs, it didn't help it anyways. To then put on this horrible 3D animation to make these things move.
why? Why did
and
they
it's-
waste
it's-
time on this
It's
stuff,
so
man?
ugly.
It's based off of a lackluster, mediocre video game.
And it was
Ah,
ugly
yeah.
then too.
Yeah, it really was.
Why? Why were they
I think it came. I think if I had to guess, this is just speculation. I think it came out for Xbox or PlayStation, and so maybe they were, if I had to guess, it would be Xbox, and they were trying to, boost up the sales of something. So they're, like, hey man, we can put this show on TV. And you guys can pay for commercials and ads and toys and all kinds of things.
We're gonna
And
give
so
you
it's a win-win.
$500 to make the worst TV show cartoon you could make.
It was so ugly. Oh my gosh. Like the characters are just Play-Doh clunkiness and
What's the name of the main character?
Tack. T-A-K.
Tack?
Yeah, and the voice acting was so bad too. Like the
Yeah.
voices that they gave.
So I mean, nothing with the name. Just hey, what are we gonna call the main character of this show? Yeah.
Staple? No, not Staple.
Paperclip.
No, maybe something.
Something easy that the kids could say. Yeah, how about
maybe something that's a little sharp? Sharp. That sounds dangerous. Kids like dangerous.
Eureka! I got it! Tack! And it sounds tribal, so it'll go for those multicultural kids too.
Oh yeah, I think I knew a kid who was an exchange student. His name was Tech.
No, you're thinking that kid that had a tick. His name was Tack.
Wait, are you sure you're not saying that kid's name was Feck?
Oh my gosh. And with that concludes Nickelodeon's worst TV shows.
Oh, it's so bad.
I never want to see those names ever again, but I'm gonna have to look them up for the thumbnail.
No, the Tack that you're thinking of Tack, not a.
You know that the animators and the screenwriters, when we were writing that show, they're like, oh, you mean, they got it mixed up so many times. You know they did.
Tack is kind of like attack, and he attacks, so we'll just shorten it to Tack. That's what the kids can say.
Oh,
That'll
gosh.
be his name. No! I gotta look these up and put their pictures on our thumbnail. I'm upset now.
I can't wait for you to have ugly Martians in your history.
So, I'm blue, dabba dee dabba da, dabba dee dabba da. Next week's episode will be comedies, movie comedies, our favorites. So it won't be so
Starring
horrible.
Tech and Feck.
Oh no!
Oh, jeez Louise, oh my god.
I had had to look up Mr.Meaty. I'm so upset by that. I'll just put James Corden in instead.
Oh my god.
Hey, you guys have a good night. Bump that.
Bump
Subscribe.
that. Please hit that like button if you guys enjoyed today's episode.
If
Hit
you
the
made it
subscribe.
through, you're a trooper, man.
Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss another episode or upload from us. And we thank you guys so much for listening to episode 44 of Bump That. And we will see you guys in next week's episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.